So how does it feel to surf blind, and how do the Machado Seaside and Sundays stack up? I got a little information, a lot of information on both of those for you right here. Rob Machado gave me this board. It is a 7-foot modified Sunday. It's 2.5 inches thick. However, the rails dive out a lot. It's very, very thin on the rails. Before this board, I've been riding a 5-foot 9-inch Channel Islands board called the Ultra Joe. And when I met up with Rob, he decided that I needed way more volume, way more planing area to try and get into the waves. I was getting in way too late because I don't see them coming, obviously. And then my rides were super short. I'd just pop in very late, almost fly through the air, sometimes land on the water and go, whee, that was surfing. So the idea behind this board was just to give me much more volume, much more planing area, like I said, so I could get in a good 15, 20 feet further back than I normally used to get in. And this board was going to work because as a blind surfer, I can't see anything that's going on the wave, obviously. And the only way that I can get any sort of feedback on what's happening is by feeling it through my feet. That's why this board being so thin, especially on the rails and up in front, and even in the middle at 2.5, it's just not that thick. So I asked him if we could make something a little bit shorter. Honestly, I was a little skeptical when I got this board, and who am I to doubt what Rob Machado's gonna do? But as soon as I felt it, I was like, oh, this thing's thick. It's a Seaside, but it's 2 3/4, which doesn't sound like a lot, but different from that board. But it's just, it doesn't dive at the end, so it's thick all the way through. And again, what Rob was thinking was lots of volume. Give me lots of volume to get into the wave a little bit earlier. And what I was nervous about is once I get up on the wave, am I gonna be able to feel it? I didn't think I was. On the way to the beach, I was like, I don't know if this thing's gonna work. But we got to the beach and it was a pretty good day. There were some good waves going on out there. And for people who don't know what happens out in the water, as a blind person, my coach has to stay with me at all times or else I can get discombobulated, lost, don't know where I am. So out with Nisha, she stuck right with me, and Banana noticed that.
Nisha's really good about, after Pete catches a wave, getting herself close. Oh, and she just sacrificed for him. Yeah, getting herself in position close to where he's going to be so that he doesn't feel lost when he's trying to paddle back out.
Now, right away, my very first wave, I got up and immediately set my rail and started going right, and I could hear Nisha behind me screaming and cheering, and I was like, oh, I guess I did something right. I was definitely feeling the waves through this board, even though I didn't think I was going to. Maybe it's a combination of a lot of time on this board and just knowing what the waves are supposed to feel like, or maybe he just made it another amazing board. It's a quad fin, and I'm still doing some of my late drops and some waves like this one.
That thing is a beast. Wow, that was like totally late, but you did it.
But I was able to get into the waves, and going back up to the top of the wave is so difficult. It is so hard because I don't know how high the wave is. I don't know if I'm gonna ride off the back of it. It's all about feel. And for maybe one of the first times, maybe I've done something like this before, I got into this wave and I just could feel that there was some energy to be had if I kept going up. So I rode up to the top of the wave, and you can see if I'd had more face, I could have done more with it, I think, because I'm really getting a good feel of these things. But I kind of, got shot down because it was breaking in front of me. But there was still an amazing ride for me to be able to sense where the top of the wave was and not ride off at the back of it.
What? Ah. He's gonna be so stoked when he gets out of the water today.
I think everything that this thing has in its length and width and planing ability is made up for in this one by the fact that it's got flat rocker and it's a little thicker than the standard Seaside. So, I mean, they're both gonna get you into a lot of waves, get me into a lot of waves. And the fact that this one is 10 inches shorter, again, doesn't sound like a ton, but just that much chopping it off the top does allow me to make those turns a little bit quicker. So I love both boards. They fit in different conditions, do different things slightly, but I'm gonna be spending a lot of time on this one trying to get a little more sense of where the top of the wave is. So hopefully over the next few weeks and months and however long I'm doing it, you'll be able to see me get to the bottom, feel my way up to the top, and come back down. That's my goal, at least.
See, she came to get him. Cute.